And we are live. Welcome to paraglidingtalk.com. I'm your host, Robert Michaels. I am glad that you're here. You have found the greatest paragliding and free flight and all things flying show on the internet on Thursday nights. There is none better than Paragliding Talk tonight. We have some amazing news. We have an amazing guest. We have amazing moderators. I don't know how much better it can get, folks. We sent out a bunch of invites. There's a whole bunch of people that I invited that are not on yet. So if you're in the chat and you're looking and you're wondering if you got an invite, you might want to check because you might be invited to this episode. We're going to have a great show. Matt Minyard is with us tonight, folks. Cue the round of applause. He has put out a couple videos and I reached out to him. I actually pinged Kyle O because I saw him in one of his videos and I'm like, get that man. We must have him on the show. And so I got a hold of him finally, and he was stoked to come on the show. So I'm excited he's here. He's excited to be here, I think. And I'm just stoked. Big announcement tonight. Oh, you know what? I got to send an invite to Larry. What's going on around here? Larry from ParaOrangeProducts.com is.
Yeah, you got to get Larry in there.
Yeah, he has some great news tonight, and he's going to be doing a giveaway. Let me just Para Orange. Go into the description if you want to find out all these details about all these different places that you must find on the internet.
Tonight is a good night to be watching Paragliding Talk live, that is for sure.
Yeah, there's going to be a bunch of giveaways tonight, by the way. Para Orange Products. I knew I was forgetting somebody. I need to write all these down. Boom. Larry, I just sent your invite. Okay, so I'm going to save. Let me tell you what Larry told me from ParaOrangeProducts.com before we get started. By the way, he's our sponsor. He is our only sponsor right now, but that's about to change. There's some other people that are coming very soon. As a matter of fact, tonight, I believe another one is going to be coming. And I got to send that invite too once we start this show rolling. ParaOrangeProducts.com. Go there. Now from January 1st, all orders from ParaOrangeProducts.com are excluding wings are going to receive a 20% off discount by using the promo code December at the rebate page. All wings are $200 off plus free shipping in the United States. And you get a take-along bag for the appropriate size, a low-velocity windsock, PPG knee board, or a riser bag with your wing purchase. So you're going to want to go and check that stuff out. So I really appreciate his investment in the show. He's been paying for a while now into the show to keep it rolling. And if you're interested in supporting the show, you can do that by Patreon or by PayPal. A lot of guys are doing PayPal these days. And it's a very smooth transaction. And you can, for the price of a cup of coffee every month or every show or however you want to do it, support something that is a noble cause in the flying community. Paraglidingtalk.com has all the details. If you want to go there, check out the past shows and all of our previous interviews and all the things that you can learn to stay safe and fly and have a good time all the time. And yeah, it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing. So go do that. I'm going to make some announcements tonight about some stuff. I do want to just share one more thing. Johnny Wisconsin, most of you guys know who he is. I put his information in the description. He made toe pros, a GoPro mount for your shoe, right? So he hooked it up and he sent me a batch of them. Toe Pro, you put it on your shoe. So you put the GoPro, mount it onto your foot so that when you're flying, it looks at you or whatever. Yeah, it's great. So he made a whole bunch of them. Check this out. Can you guys see this?
Yeah, Paragliding Talk.
Paragliding Talk. You put it on it's a Toe Pro. I'm excited about that, folks. So I'm going to be giving one of those away tonight. We're also going to be doing a big giveaway with this is the third week of the month. Larry made it.
Good evening.
Good evening. So Larry's going to be giving away some stuff later on in the show, probably about the halfway mark. and we are fired up. Okay, let's get this ball rolling. Matt Minyard, are you still there? We lost him. I talked too long and he left. There he is. He's back. Matt, are you there? Caller, you're on the air.
All right.
You're in. All right. Well, we've already passed our order of business. Matt, I want to ask you a couple questions, and I'm hoping that you can give us some of your expertise, some of the things. So Matt Minyard is a paramotor pilot, free flight pilot, as well as an instructor, and he runs a school. Is that correct?
Yep. Yeah, that's correct.
If you want to check out his aviation school, it's in Louisiana, and he has a website, and the website is in the description. And that website is paramotorlouisiana.com. And you're going to want to go and check that out. You have a really nice website, by the way. I went and checked it out just before the show. I encourage you to also go to Matt Minyard's channel and subscribe. And very high quality videos. And he won't take credit for it, but I mean, it's your stuff. It's great. I love it. And so I subscribed right away, and I encourage you to do that too. You can do that in the link in the description. Matt, how did you get into flying paragliders and paramotors?
Yeah, that's a pretty good question. Yeah, so it was like 2012 when somebody showed me a video of a paraglider cruising down the beach. And at that point, I knew I had to get one. So I started to look into it and figured out I could afford one compared to helicopters or airplanes, which were out of bounds for me. So it kind of started like that with a dream. Always wanted to fly my whole life, but could never really get the money together or the time to go to flight school. And I knew guys who had taken loans for $50,000 and $60,000 to learn how to fly. I didn't want to do that. So paragliding was affordable and seemed like a freedom machine. So I looked into it, found a school, and signed up right away. And I think I flew out there a couple weeks after I signed up. Like I took a flight to this school. It was in Southwest Florida called Planet PPG. And I learned how to fly in April of 2012. That's how it all started.
So my story is that I saw a Tucker Gott video when he flew to, what was it, 15,000 feet or whatever. And then I was hooked from there and ended up buying a wing. How did you decide, okay, this is where I'm going to go get my instruction. This is who I want to teach me. And where did you start? We got a lot of people that watch the show that are wanting to get in.
Yeah. Okay. So at the time, you know, paramotoring wasn't that big as it seems like it is today. So the resources were pretty limited. There weren't that many schools that were well known. There were not too many YouTube videos back in that time period, 7-8 years ago. So it was kind of like any place that would answer the phone, I would call and talk to and say, hey guys, what was I, 18? Hey guys, I'm 18 years old. I got like 10 grand. I'm trying to learn how to fly. I think I can afford to get one. And who's going to teach me? So kind of like that.
Did you, so at that time, you're 18 years old. You have a job. You're saving up your money. Did you know how much it was going to be before you got in?
Not really. I was so focused on how much it cost to learn how to fly it. That's about all I cared about.
Right. And so you have obviously, you've grown into, I mean, now you work full-time as an instructor and you're selling gear. You live off of what you love.
Yeah, exactly.
That is the dream for a lot of guys. I know everyone nods their head. The hope is that it's, you know, you're self-sustaining, doing what you love. That's what I'm a facility engineer. I love to do what I do at work, and I love flying. So it's a win-win situation on my end. You you've got now, you're at the place where you're instructing, you have a school, you've got a lot of responsibility. Is there anything that you would look back on in your beginning days and say, man, I wish I would have told myself this?
Not really. I think I said it, in the beginning. What I told myself was always have fun and not to ruin the beautiful sport by trying to make money with it or anything. So I've always respected it, never tried to ruin it by turning it into a business, just to let it naturally grow to where it is. So that was my number one rule, was keep it fun from the beginning. And there was actually no intention to be good at it ever. It all started, the agreement, it's funny. The agreement was do it just to go in the air and look at everything. And it turned into, hey, I'm kind of getting good at it. Maybe I'll learn the next level and keep on getting better and better. And here I am today. So
maybe share with us, you've got some videos now on YouTube that are incredible. Maybe take us through the sequence where you were just flying locally. All of a sudden you start to get some momentum with the school. Now you're able to, I mean, in some of your last videos, you're in Europe. So obviously things are going the way that you'd want and maybe even better. Take us through that progression.
Yeah, so it's a pretty big story. It all started with I learned how to fly in the middle of 2012, came home, didn't fly with anybody. I would fly alone maybe twice or three times every month for the first 6 months. I didn't do it much. Like I would do it, but it seemed like I didn't understand the weather and I didn't understand what I was up to. I loved it, but I wanted to share it. So it wasn't until I went to Beach Blast and met some people, which was like 10 days after my school. Then after that, I probably took half a year off, just barely ever flying. And then I went to Salton Sea. And when I was at Salton Sea, I was kind of hanging out with a few guys who told me about this big trip through Central and South America and that I should totally go. That's Superfly Chris Santa Croce told me about that. So, that guy pretty much all of the credit, because I didn't think a new guy would be allowed to go on such a fantastic cross-country trip. So immediately I called Glenn Tupper, or I wrote him a message online saying, hey, this is Matt. Here's my phone number. I want to go with you on the trip. So the next phone call I get, it's out of state. I pick it up. It must be Glenn. It sure is. And I told him that I was going to quit my job and go on the trip with him if he was looking for somebody. And he was looking for someone to go with. And I was totally down. I told him right away. I said, look, dude, I'm all in. I want to go. And that trip involved us going from Texas all the way to Peru, all through Central America, a little bit of South America. And it took over 110 days. We did over 7,000 miles in the car. We flew so much the whole time. And that's kind of when it all gelled up for me in understanding how flying works and understanding the weather and actually feeling good about going fly. It went from looking at the phone and checking the weather to licking my finger and going, yeah, that way. And going.
That's awesome. We had Santa Croce on the show. That was a great episode. I'm trying to get him to come on again. Yeah, he was a great interview.
So I started right away. Shout out to Planet PPG for that. That was amazing. What a gift. And then from that point, I went to Beach Blast. I actually did a road trip with my instructor, Paul Zarnicki, all the way from Southwest Florida up to Beach Blast. Beach Blast is a Panama City, Florida paramotor event. I think it's canceled now, but it used to be a big thing. Everyone would go hang out there. So after that event, I had seen a few professional pilots and met them and just begged to be friends with them. That's how much of a rookie I was. And then it actually turned into I get to hang out with these guys and travel all over the world and do all kinds of trips.
That is wild. See, I didn't. That's That's exactly why we need to have this show, because I had no idea.
Mhm.
So
That's just in year one.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
first year.
So I was talking to you about Max Marion, who's a local
Yeah.
here, and
Yeah.
you met him at some point in Dubai. You want to share that?
Yeah. Yeah. So let's see. I met Max at the World Air Games, Dubai, I believe, or it might have been the year before that. I think it was World Air Games when I met Max, because he was there representing the USA for the acro paragliding, and I was there to represent the USA for the paramotor racing. That's how we met. And we were roommates. We had the same hotel. So we would take the bus to the event together with the whole USA team, and then we would hang out and get to know each other. I watch his runs, and he would watch ours. It's good.
He's got a paramotor too, by the way.
Oh, you got one?
Yeah, he has one now.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually want to try and go and fly with him. I invited him to come on the show, but he was doing an SIV, so he couldn't not this show, but to come on again, because we've had him. He's down the street, so.
Oh, really? He's that close?
Yeah, I mean, not literally. We just bought a house in a different area of town, but we were a rock throw from each other for a little while there. Yeah. Heck yeah, man. Okay, so you're starting to get to the place where after that first year, you're flying a lot, you're meeting new people, you've got a year worth of flying experience, but you're probably on a fast track compared to most because you're flying so much. How important is that to your progression?
It's huge. You know, it's even bigger than flying a lot is flying with somebody who's way better than you. As you fly a whole lot, you need to be shadowed by somebody who's at a high level. So you can learn from them. You can study how they fly, watch how smooth they are, see what they do, and then you can learn from them instead of trying to figure it out by yourself.
Yeah. Paramotoring and free flight.
Yeah, for sure. Every kind.
Well, what do you think about free flight, by the way?
I think it's incredible. I love it. Personally, I have so much fun every time I get to free fly. So,
and you're an instructor for free flight as well, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So P4 level. And so, do you guys do free flight? I can't remember if you told me that you do free flight instruction at your school.
Well, we do it here, but barely any. I normally do it in Salt Lake City, Utah, or I do it out of the country. Because we just don't have a mountain here. That's the problem.
Right.
So I'll teach a free flight guy how to motor, or a free flight instructor how to motor. So, but here we don't have any mountains to do free flight. So it's not really a sought after thing. Everyone here wants to motor. Right.
What about tow machine?
Yeah, towing is pretty fun, but it takes a team effort to really get that going. Coming soon, I'm trying to get my hands on a functioning tow boat and make that an open invitation for anybody who wants to come down here.
Nice. So you got water then too?
We have plenty of water.
Oh, that's great.
Oh yeah, we have so much water.
It's tough here. The guys at Torrey Pines, they're having to drive pretty far to be able to do what they want to do. So I got a couple invites. They were like, "Hey, come do an SIV with us," and I'm like, "Sure, where is it?" And they were like, "It's like a 10-hour drive." Like, ugh. But
10-hour drive.
Yeah, so they're doing it up by I think it's right around San Francisco area, if I remember correctly, but don't hold me to that. But they have a great school out there between Max Marion and who else is teaching out there. Those guys do a great job. And every time I hear the guys that come back, they have a great time. So did you say you already got the boat, or you're going to get a boat?
It's in progress. I don't have it today.
It's coming.
Coming.
All right.
Coming
Stay tuned, everybody. Oh, Predator Paramotor is in the chat. I've been watching his stuff for a long time. Welcome to the show.
Predator Paramotor just spent a week at my place.
Did he really?
Or he spent a couple days at my place. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, he's in the chat right now.
How do I see the chat?
Yeah, just pull up the on the YouTube video. Just pull that up, and then I just put it to the side.
Right.
We're joined tonight by another guy. He just logged on. Ryan Roberts. He was one of the first guys that I met in flying.
Okay.
I was free flying, and so he's trying to. I have him muted right now. Okay, he just unmuted himself. There he is.
I'm actually here. Sorry.
Nice. No, that's awesome.
Hanging out with y'all.
Yeah. So I met Ryan at Little Black, and we got to fly together for a little bit. But we have a huge announcement tonight about the show and progression, and I want to just take a quick second to let Ryan have the floor for a minute. Ryan worked for Google for a few years, and back to Little Black, I was free flying, trying to learn how to free fly, and he would show up, and he was just a super cool guy to me and my kids, and we exchanged phone numbers, and we would fly together whenever we could. And one day he showed up, and it was crappy flying, but I still wanted to take a sledder. And he brought his motor, and then he went flying around with the motor. And I'm like, man, that's the coolest thing. That was the first time I ever seen a paramotor. And he actually came up to me, and he gave me this wind meter. And so he created this from scratch, designed it, created an app, got all the tooling and everything put together so that we can use this nifty little device. And I still use it today. It plugs into your phone, and there's an app, and it's a pretty neat little deal. That's one of the things that he made. Well, he reached out to me just recently in an email and said he has something that he's going to be sharing with the show. And so I'm going to let him, if you'll, Ryan, if you'll just share your plans. And
can you guys, everybody hear me okay?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. So thanks for letting me join. And it was definitely cool to meet you at the beginning of this journey. And I think one of the most interesting things about the entire scenario is just watching someone from start to finish. And I think I'll be the first to say that I'm actually quite terrified of paragliding, even though I've been doing it for quite a long time. And some of your videos, particularly one where you took a strong collapse, and just kind of navigated through that, is pretty inspiring. To see that in somebody who's new to the sport and to handle it so well, was really awesome, man. So in regard to the product stuff, I've been fortunate to work on a lot of really interesting things. And it really is more or less who you surround yourself with. And you kind of end up in these coincidences where, it's almost serendipitous. Like the wind meter was born out of necessity because my friends wouldn't show up to the beach to go kite surfing because it's not windy enough. Well, now I have a way to objectively prove to them that it's windy at the beach and we can go kite. So that's how that was born. And it's run its course pretty well, but they've gone on to produce a couple weather stations. I have one actually that just shipped out. We're going to take to Torrey and try and get installed.
Thank you for that, because the one that's there is horrible.
Yeah, so I was actually just chatting with the guys at Weatherflow yesterday, and one of the things that we're talking about is just the frequency in which data is received or sent to be distributed to guys all like yourselves who make decisions on whether or not they're going to go fly. And the frequency in which it's sent is really important, as well as the accuracy and direction and such. So that's on its way. And Robin doesn't quite know it yet, but I'll just kind of show up and drop that off. I think I mentioned it a long time ago, but so yeah, in terms of the product related stuff, I've been working in kind of a somewhat of a boring category for like the last year. It's interesting in some regards, but not the product development stuff that I've done in the past. And so I sort of grabbed hold of something I thought would be fun, and that was just a smoke system. And so far it's done really well. And I think the kind of the general announcement is that I'm going to donate a pretty substantial amount of inventory for all of y'all to participate every month or every episode in kind of winning. It's roughly $10,000 in inventory and 52 units. So over the course of the next year, as we release new stuff and there's some more stuff in the pipeline, you guys will all have an opportunity to participate in the show and, you know, win whatever is up for grabs at that time. So yeah, I mean, thanks. I appreciate the support. And again, like, it really is on you, man. Like, you've literally brought what is an incredibly fragmented sport to something that's got a public stage, and it's awesome.
So do you have one of the smoke deals right there?
Yeah, there's one actually, like, I'll see if I can walk y'all through it real quick, but we were iterating on the expectations around packaging last night with the factory. And so what that means or entails is just describing to them in a very visual, literal visual way on exactly what's wanted. And so this is obviously not the final packaging. There's a rendering floating around online, but in summary, the unit will be packaged inside of a really nice box that gets printed. And then there is a plastic bag for the unit itself. And within that is the hardware and such that comes along with it. So there's like 6 or 7 units floating around. I think Matt actually has one. And then Kyle's got one, but hasn't been flying so much. And then I sent one out to another guy. I'm drawing a blank on the name, but yeah. So realizing I just kind of glazed over that. Let me pull it out and show it to you guys. So it's really rough. Obviously, just grabbed materials from around the house to kind of pseudo out exactly what I wanted to these guys. But so neoprene exterior. Really simple toggle switch to turn it on and off, and then a really wide mouth lid. Check valve that's extremely overrated for the scenario, so you're not going to get leakage and stuff, which is kind of cool. And then the pump itself has been designed from the ground up for high vibration applications. It's not like something we just grabbed off the shelf. The factory actually made it for this scenario.
Nice.
So yeah, fire away with questions. I feel like I'm stealing the stage from your show, man.
Yeah, no, we're gonna do a whole separate show on this. I just wanted to. It's such a huge announcement to me. I feel like I have to tell everyone, or my head will explode. So, I've just, since you sent me that email. So just to reiterate, he's giving us 52 of those for the show. That means we're gonna give one away every show for an entire year, and so that is incredible. And so we're not giving away one tonight, but we are going to give one away starting with the new year. So actually, Ryan's going to come on the show, and we're going to talk about some of his adventures and some of the things that he's going to be doing in the future. And so we have a great show. That's going to be a separate show. But I wanted him to come on and announce that tonight, and I'm stoked about it. So I didn't know that some of the guys already had them, so that's going to be even better. I'll be able to talk to them about it too. And you can go to ppgsmoke.com to find out some of the details about those units and what's coming down the pipe. Ryan, you are the man, bro. I really appreciate that, and I'm stoked. Yeah,
hopefully it benefits the community, and you know, it gives kind of an outlet or opportunity for this to grow.
Yeah, I love it, man. So I don't know if you can hang out with us for a little bit, but you're welcome to stay. And I know we talked a little bit before the show. You have a brand new baby, right?
Yes, she's 9 months and teething right now. So
that's great, man. And, congratulations.
Out in late nights.
Yep. Oh, I know about it, man. I've got 4 at home still, and all my 4 boys. So yeah.
Yeah, so I'll hang out for a little bit here. I'm going to order some food, hit mute, and you guys carry on. If anything comes up, let me know. I'll be here listening.
Awesome. So, Matt, by the way, thank you for being a part of the big news. And so Matt Minyard has this channel, by the way. If you haven't subscribed, I want to encourage you, go right now into the description. There's 82 people on here. Go down, subscribe to his channel. Find it in the description, and make sure you go subscribe to that. I'm still kind of tripping about this whole thing with Ryan Roberts. He's the man. Okay, so paramotorlouisiana.com, where you can find out how you can get involved in the school with Matt Minyard and his team. He's got a bunch of guys there that can get you gear. You can get hooked up with some lessons and get your feet off the ground. And so if you're in that side of the world, it looks like a really organized outfit. And I've heard good things about your school and all the things that are involved. So I'm stoked about that. I think it's cool that you're tied in with Santa Croce because he's one of those guys that I look up to in the sport. And that's neat that you mentioned. I had no idea about that. And so it's all tying together with awesomeness. Okay, I think we left off talking about where you took it to the next level, where after that first year, you were like, you know what? I want to do something extra. You're what direction did you go? You're racing paramotors, is that right?
Yeah, I do classic competition. I do slalom racing. I do pretty much all sorts of events. What I did, though, when I got home from that big epic trip through a dozen countries, I didn't want to go back to my regular job, which was installing window tint on cars and houses and restaurants and any piece of glass that there is. So I had enough of that. I mean, it makes money, but it's not fun. It's not this much fun. And you're stuck inside all day. It's not cool. So anyway, I decided, well, if my instructor does it for a living, I should call him. So I called him and I was like, hey, I want to do this every day. You figured it out. So can I come over and get all my ratings, PPG 3 and instructor in tandem, and then maybe start a school one day or just work at your school? So I did that. And I apprenticed at the school, made sure I enjoyed teaching and was good at it. I had no idea I was going to teach or anything. So I did all that. Then it was 2014. I started doing my own thing where I would fly and do tandems and teach guys just by myself, not at a school, not working for anyone, only for me. And then I did that until summer, and I was living in Southwest Florida. It was amazing. And everyone knows you get rainy season in the summer. It's really hot. So I decided to go to Europe and hang out with my buddy Pascal Campbell-Jones, who at the time was manufacturing Paramania wings, and that was a huge name brand in the paramotor scene back in 2014. So I went to hang out with those guys, and he also manages this air show team called Parabatics. So it's got all the world's best paramotor pilots from Europe and all over the world, several different countries, and they all race together and do air shows, international events all the time. So I wanted to be part of that team. That was kind of the goal, was, okay, who's the best guys? I need to hang out with them so I can turn into a good pilot. So I went on my own. I think I spent 8 weeks in Europe that summer. It's my first Euro trip, at least first one for paramotoring. And then after that, I think I came home. Let's see, that was August of 14. And then I think the next event I did was Dubai International Parachuting Competition at DIPC 5, where the ruler of the United Arab Emirates invited us all out there to go and fly an air show for 2 weeks and get treated like kings in Dubai. So that was a proper intro for the air show life.
That is incredible.
So that's how it started.
So you get selected, right? You don't just say, "Hey, I'm a good pilot. Can I fly in it?" Like
in this event, it was a selection of parabatic sky racers, which were already selected to be on that team. So it was like it wasn't a free-for-all paramotor event. It wasn't anything but entertainment that we were supposed to provide. I mean, we were just there to race in front of a few thousand people, at the Dubai Marina for 2 weeks.
That is wild. And so do they actually pay you?
Yeah, they pay for that.
No kidding. So
Yeah.
there you are again, getting paid to fly.
Yeah, getting a package holiday also.
And hotel and all that. Wow. Yeah, that's a trip. I was talking to Giuseppe Free. He's an acro pilot. And so he would enter a lot of these contests and show up to a lot of these events. I'm pretty sure he went to the Dubai stuff at some point, but he's like one of the pioneers of acro for free flight. And he was telling me it's like it's hard to there's not much money in it. It's hard to live off of it. You can do it, but you've got to be a hustler. So
yeah, for sure.
What do you think about the future of what we have here? You obviously know the guys from Aviator. Excuse me.
Can you say my signal just kind of lost out? You said, "What do you think about the future?" And
what do you think about the future of the sport as far as do you think it's going to grow into something that becomes huge? You think it's going to stay where it is? Where do you see this sport in, say, 5 to 10 years?
I don't know. I mean, I think it's going to grow. I think it's growing. I don't think it's shrinking. I would like to see a lot more people doing it, especially kids, the new generation. I'd like to see a whole lot of that going on. I think it's possible with all the gear getting lighter and easier to use and better, that kids in school can get that kind of a summer camp treatment where they learn how to fly instead of just play ball or soccer or something. I'm not sure where it's going. I didn't really put much effort into thinking about that. I hope it grows and doesn't get regulated at the same time as it grows.
Yeah.
I like the freedom of it.
That's actually one of the things we talk about quite a bit on here, and preserving sites, especially for free flight, preserving areas where guys are able to fly with paramotors. We don't want to be some knuckleheads. Maybe what do you say to the guys that are kind of haphazard, and what advice do you have for the guys that are coming into the sport now?
All the sketchy pilots who fly somewhere and crash into a power line or a tree, or just make it look bad and dangerous. I wish they wouldn't do it. Personally, I wish they would learn how to do it right. I really wish that those guys would get a great education and just stop trying to figure it out on their own. Personally, I remember I used to fear when so many people learn, there's going to be too many people that get in the sport, and then we're going to have regulation and all these rules and licensing. And at the moment, it's a free-for-all. You don't need a license. You don't need any insurance in North America, at least. So other countries where it's more popular, like Europe, you need a real license that's recognized by their government, plus a liability coverage just to take off. Right. And that means you get a proper education. So in the United States, what we really need, even for those who don't want to go for training or say that it's not convenient or they can't afford it or something like that, these guys still need to learn as much as possible before they take off. Like, you can't just send a guy up in the air. There's no pause button once you take off. And that's kind of why it gets sketchy. It's too easy to get gear, like on eBay, or some brands will sell it right to your house with no training. That needs to stop. That part there, that would stop it.
Yeah,
so I think we as pilots can stop that from continuing.
You get some guys that come into the school probably that have self-taught to a point, and then they realize, this is not a good idea. I need some training. So up until they got to the school, they risked their lives and gambled, and they might have got away with it, and luckily they made it to you. But some guys don't, and some guys take, you know, in the beginning, in my beginning, I took a real hard landing because I full stalled about 12 feet off the ground. I say 12 feet. It was probably about 15 feet. And, you know, it's on video. You can judge yourself. But I landed on my back really hard, and it could have been the game over for me. But I still had some luck in the bucket, and like they say. And but nevertheless, I'd have much rather have gone through a school at that point rather than try to teach myself. I think Ryan Roberts was probably there in my very beginning days where I was hiking up the hill by myself, and people are telling me, "Hey, who's your instructor?" I'm like, no, YouTube. You know, it was like a bad scenario, but luckily I got training shortly after I finally listened to some people and got under radio. That's a big one too. Okay, now that you've been around the block so much, what are you flying? What's your favorite motor to fly, and what wing are you using?
I like the Moster 185. I really love that one, and I like the Gen Carve for like my freestyle wing. That's definitely my go-to combo. I mean, I do enjoy flying bigger gliders, like free flight gliders. I have a Sprint 3. It's a B, and it's not that hot or anything, but I really enjoy like thermaling and all that aspect. But if we're talking about motoring, it's a Carve with a Moster, without a doubt. That's my favorite.
When I talked to you the other day, you set up some pillars, air pillars, right, in the backyard. Pylons, that's what they're called.
Yeah.
So what were you doing out there?
Yeah, I was tearing it up. I set up 3 pylons on a lake, and that's how I trained. So set out the pylons over a lake, and you're flying with the trimmers on fast and full speed bar, and you're turning really close to the ground the whole time, wide open on the throttle, turning completely sideways, and you're pushing it, and you're flying right through your own wake. You're flying really close to the ground. You're flying right on the edge. So that's why you want to do it over the lake.
So full speed bar, trimmed out,
and
then on a hot wing. How fast are you going, you think?
It depends on what size. Yeah, 50 to 60.
You ever have any close calls?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What'd you learn from it?
Actually, you know, it's the whole big picture of like your practice, whatever amount of practice and training you have, you're going to need that when you're in combat, you know, when something happens. And, you know, the first thing I thought of, I might as well say it, is a lot of kiting. Like if you're a boss at kiting and you can keep the glider inflated, lose half of it and hold it straight, and you're not looking at it and you're not really thinking about how to react, that's the best thing you can do, so that when you're flying full speed and you pull the brake by accident and the glider does a frontal and half of it nosedives or the whole thing, what are you going to do next? Are you going to bend your knees and come off the speed bar, lean to the other side? Are you even able to detect what side went loose? Because if you have to look at it and you're not flying by the feeling, you're already too late for this game. So it's a fast-paced thing. And pylon racing got a bad rap because a few guys tried to do it over the ground and plowed into the dirt. Yeesh. So then it turned into, and people died. I mean, friends of mine. So it turned into this, oh yeah, let's do it. And then it turned into, that shit's crazy. I'll have to chip in for your channel, but that's what it turned into.
Yeah.
You know,
we got another one, guys.
Yeah.
We're reeling them in.
So, but it's now regained, at least in the international scene, it's regained a lot of traction as a huge event. that gathers people and great entertainment, a whole lot of fun. All the sponsors love it. Media platforms love it. Local news stations are all over it. It's a way to gather people and do a show.
Yeah.
And for the pilots, it's a way to show your skill.
Yeah, that's that was part of what I was asking earlier with the future of the shows. You see the air shows are ballooning a little bit and getting bigger, and there's more involvement, more excitement, and new innovations are making it safer and it's more attractive now. Whereas years before, it's kind of sketchy. Some of the guys that were hucking it off the hill were risking their life every time.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. All of the wings have gotten so much better since the first time I took off in 2012. All of the gears so easy now. Every wing is so much better than it was 7 years ago. I mean, they inflate easier. They re-inflate quick. You can flare and land a lot better. The motors start up easier. They're quieter. They burn less fuel. They're lighter. They have electric paramotors now that are attractive for free flight pilots and people who are not mechanics. Now you can just charge it like your phone or your little scooter. Just plug a battery in. So
speaking of batteries, we got some big news coming up about batteries. I'm going to save it for Ryan Roberts' show. Amazing stuff happening. Yeah. Amazing. Yeah. We're at the 45-minute mark. We're going to give something away. And Larry from Para Orange Products is going to take the stage. What do you got for us tonight, Larry?
Good evening, everyone. Yeah, tonight for Christmas, this will be, I guess, the last giveaway of the year.
That's right.
Tonight we're going to give away a ultra-light stuff bag. So these are the bags that are very, very light. So our foot launch buddies can take them with them up in the air, and that unscheduled stop, you will have a bag to put your wing in. So we're going to give that away tonight. I know Sean's working on a list.
The bag lady's already mad.
I did want to say, Robert, we've been with you for a couple of months already now. It's been a while.
Yeah.
And I apologize for the last two shows, but I've been going through some major dental work and came home each Thursday night with a fatter face than normal. So I didn't want to scare the audience, but I did want to thank everyone. The response from your show has been terrific. You have to realize we went into business 14 months ago and never, ever expected that we'd even buy a new sewing machine and end up with commercial products. And, we've gone from a company that started out making a few windsocks, and we're selling bags worldwide, windsocks worldwide, knee boards. I mean, we have more products now that I can mention. So we want to just thank everyone that supported us. We receive emails in groves every day from supporters, from customers, and it's really been great. I'm a pilot, as you know. Matter of fact, just looking over some of my log books today and back to my general aviation days, 31 years that I've been flying now. And it's just amazing. This last year has probably been one of the most exciting. So we want to thank everybody. Bag Lady, never thought that we would be where we are. A matter of fact, just yesterday we picked up a very expensive piece of gear to bring out our new line of completely waterproof covers for foot launch units. So when you gentlemen tow those machines on the back of your Hondas and SUVs, now there'll be a weatherproof, waterproof cover for your foot launch machine.
I love Larry's accent.
You love what accent?
What accent?
He said he didn't say Hondas. He said
Honda.
I'm sorry, Larry. I love you're a fixture on the show, man. I love it.
That's okay. But we enjoy being here, and we're glad to hear the new news tonight. That's great. We hope more people are supporting the show. We enjoy doing it. So want to thank you all. Are you going to have a show next week?
Yes,
after
I am.
Christmas? Okay, we're going to be on vacation, but I'll have the hotspot and all my paraphernalia with me. So
All
I'll try to
right.
make the show. We're going to be traveling, be coming to you from the RV if we're on the air. If I'm on the air next week.
Nice.
But, been a good year for us. We thank you all. We're going to continue to support the show from now until whenever. Just everybody fly safe. And, Matt, you bring up a good point about people getting into the sport without training. That's a big pet peeve of mine. I'm an older guy, so I fly a wheeled unit out of an airport, and I see some of the people that come down to our airport, and we actually turn away more people than we lately than we allow to fly there because we don't want people to fly around the airport and put a show on for us.
I believe
at 100
it.
feet.
I believe it.
So I just encourage anyone that's thinking about coming in the sport, go for training. I came in the sport from general aviation, and the first time, I'm the first one to admit it, I came in when I was doing foot launch in 2005 with no training, and it was the dumbest thing I could have did. But when I came back to it as a wheeled pilot, went back and took training, and I understand the fundamentals of flying, but it's a different type of bird, different type of machine. And Matt's 100% right. Kiting. Even though I fly a wheeled machine, I still go to the airport some afternoons and just kite. If you can get the kiting down, whether you're foot launch or wheel launch, it's going to make everything a lot easier. Know what that wing's going to do, because that's when people get in trouble. So, Robert, I guess you'll pick a name, and we will get that person's name, and we'll ship them out him or her the ultralight bag. It'll ship out probably tomorrow.
Sean, you
Sean,
ready?
did you put my name in there?
You know what? I did.
Did you really? I was just joking,
got
man.
everybody's name in there.
I was just joking.
The hat. Yes, sir.
Here it
Yes,
goes.
sir.
Dude, I hope I win it.
Here we go. All right. Oh, look at that. Matt Minyard.
Possible?
That was from behind my head.
Hey, that was fair and square.
Yeah.
What?
I know.
It's rigged.
This show is
This
rigged.
is rigged.
How could it be rigged, though? I'm on film with it behind my head.
All the names in there say Matt Minyard.
Yeah.
I could prove it, but that would have to be up to Matt because
Okay.
that's
Oh,
serious.
man.
does that count? Being that he's
Yeah.
a guest,
Yeah, of course it counts.
well,
And he doesn't have one of those.
you are a wiener.
Wow.
You know what it is, right, Matt?
It's the cover?
It's the
No,
it's the
not
stuff sack.
cover it. Stuff
Light-
sack.
Ultra
sack?
lightweight stuff sack that goes down like small,
Oh, yeah.
and you can stuff it in case you land out.
Yeah.
Now, the funny thing is the chat's blowing up right now, and what they don't realize is the more crap they talk, the worse their chances are because I have the hat.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna give something else away real quick.
All right.
Johnny Wisconsin made these. This is the Toe Pro. I thought that was clever. It's for your GoPro. Goes on the front of your shoe, so that you can get the nose view. So we're gonna give that away right now. It's just gonna come like this. You're gonna have to get the little sticky deal. I've got one here on my shoe, and the GoPro mounts like that. You guys don't know what that is. You need one of these so you can film yourself, especially if you're a paramotor guy. So can we pull another name for that, please?
Absolutely. Now this is going to prove that Matt Minyard's name isn't on every single piece of paper in there.
How did this happen?
The toe.
Here we go. We got R Eagle.
R Eagle.
R
Has he
Eagle.
won before? No.
I-
not
I don't think so.
R Eagle. Okay. R Eagle, if you are still there, we need you to reach out to me in the chat with your email, or go to paraglidingtalk.com and fill out the form and reach out to me. So you are the winner of the Paragliding Talk Toe Pro. And yeah, pretty exciting. So Johnny Wisconsin, the link to the video of him making these is actually in the description. If you want to buy these, you can buy these from him. Go to his website or go to his channel. I don't know how you're going to get a hold of him. I don't even know if he's selling these. He just sent them. Yeah, he just sent them to
Facebook.
me. I don't even know how much they are. I don't know any of that stuff. So
$1 million.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't want to sell them. So, and I'm not selling them either. I'm just going to give them away for the show. You guys are awesome, man. All the supporters on the Patreon, all the supporters on PayPal, the guys who are sponsoring the show, all you guys in the chat, you make it what it is. It's super fun. Every Thursday I log on and I'm like, there's 10 people waiting already. You guys are out of control. And so I'm stoked about that. So Eagle, what was his name again?
Our Eagle.
Our Eagle.
Yeah.
Okay. And you have, what is it? We give him 48 hours. If you already logged off, maybe he went to bed because I don't see him in the chat yet. My wife just said, I'm your Huckleberry. She's watching live. Wow. That's an inside joke. So our Eagle, reach out to me and within 48 hours. Otherwise, I'm keeping this one. And I'll have 2 Tow Pros. Okay. What else? Do we have something else too?
I was thinking
something else.
Water. I don't know. I could have sworn I felt something. I was going to make the bag lady angry at me again.
Uh-oh.
It takes the heat off of you there, Larry, you know.
What do you want to give away, Sean?
No, don't try to give away his stuff. I've got stuff.
Oh, okay.
That's why the bag lady's going to be mad at me.
I think she's on the other side of the house. She can't hear us tonight.
Let's do a paragliding talk sticker.
Yes.
Let's do it. Who wants one?
Yes. All right. Here we go. I'm going to mix up all the Matt Minyard's names. All right. Here we go. 49 Explorer.
49 Explorer.
49 Explorer.
49 Explorer.
You know this is going to get harder and harder because there's 90 people watching right now.
I know. I got all 90 of their names sitting inside the freaking hat and on the thing.
Okay, so I do want to just say this. We're going to give out the details of how you can win the smoke for the Paramotors, the smoke machine that you tie in. Oh, there he is. 49 Explorer. He's right there. 49 Explorer. Please reach out to me. You are the winner of the Paragliding Talk sticker. And give me I'll need your, wherever you want me to send this thing, P.O. Box or address or whatever. And reach out to me through email. You can email me at robertlmichaels@gmail.com. That's Robert L. Michaels, Michiels @gmail.com. Or just go to the website and you can do it through there, paraglidingtalk.com. We're going to be giving away those smoke machines, but we're going to kind of fine tune who's going to win those. So it's not just going to be for those who are watching live. Obviously, we're going to extend it to people who are, because there's guys in Europe that are watching, and they right now it's like 3 a.m. for them, 4 a.m. So they don't get to watch the show for a couple hours from now. And there's a handful of them. So what we're probably going to do is something with the chat. We'll have some contests. We'll have some where, we'll use it to promote the show, put something on Facebook or whatever. But we're going to be giving these smoke machines away. They're like a couple $100. I think they're like 150 or 175 bucks.
Heck, I want one.
50. He's giving 52 of them to us.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
Ron
absolutely
Roberts.
awesome.
Yeah, but that's not the only thing. He's got a bunch of stuff coming too. I feel like Matt kind of got ripped off on this show. Matt Minyard.
Well,
I feel like we're gonna have to do another show.
yeah, we can do it.
Okay, good. This was such a huge show. There was even more stuff that I'm supposed to do. Let me see if I could switch cameras real quick. My wife, she was like, I need you to share these signs that I made. So hold on, let me just do this real quick. This is awesome. Switch camera. How do I do it here?
Oh, let me guess. It's one where Woody's gamer tag pays his cussing fine.
My wife makes these signs. So she has an Etsy account. I put a link in the description. Okay. Oh, she's saying give them away. Mary. Joy to the world. We're almost out of time. There's only 5 days left, right? And then this one. And I know this show has been out of control. And I apologize. We're so scattered tonight. There was just so much stuff coming at me in the last 24 hours. So again, really appreciate everybody who's in the chat, everybody, moderators, all you guys supporting the show. Mark Amundsen just joined one of my favorite channels to watch. Mark Amundsen, welcome.
What up, buddy? I just jump in at the end here to say hi.
I like your lights in the background. That's nice.
I'm down in the bunker right now.
Yeah, it's festive, Christmassy. Merry Christmas. Everyone say Merry Christmas, by the way. Don't say Happy Holidays. Merry Christmas.
Is anybody going flying on Christmas?
I sure hope so.
I want to. I want to.
The
weather's been horrible.
We're all
weather's good. I'm going.
Take the paramotors.
There you go.
You guys are freezing over there already.
It's actually warm. It's like 40 degrees here. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, we had the same here today. It was about 50. It was nice.
Yeah, that's what my brother said.
All you hippies in California, you guys have like Christmas lights up and snowmen in your yard made out of cardboard. I was there the other day. I'm like, this isn't holidays and Christmas. Summer here.
I ran my air conditioning today.
You guys, that's terrible.
Weather's taunting me. Weather's taunting me bad. It's like 50 degrees and it's raining.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Like swamp.
I really wanted to hang out, Mark, but I didn't realize you're pretty far away. And Mark Honeycutt, I messaged him this morning too, and he's up in San Fran, but that's like 10 hours for me. So
yeah, I might be out there in February, and then maybe I'll probably be back again for like 10 days in April for sure.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are you going to come all the way to San Diego town?
Well, Robert, I don't know.
The door's open here. Okay.
There's a couple people in San Diego that said the same thing. Like, come down and hang out. I would love to go and fly with you guys, man. That looks like paradise.
Yeah, Paragringo, come free fly with us.
Yeah.
Test your skills.
Yeah.
Same with you, Matt.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Get them all down there.
Get your stuff together. We'll fly Torrey Pines. You might want to stay for like 3 weeks so you can get one good day. It's so sad. Okay, guys. Well, we're going to go to the after show. Really appreciate everybody watching. Reach out to me in the email so I can get your R Eagle. We're going to send you the Tow Pro 49 Explorer. You're getting a sticker for now. And, oh, yeah, Anthony D. Paragringo. He's the one that probably reached out to you. He's got the hookup on the, what do they call that? The Airbnb. Yeah. But anyways, Merry Christmas, and appreciate you guys in the chat. Stoked for the next show. Not this next show. I don't know who's coming on next week, but the following show, we're going to have Ryan Roberts. He's going to be giving the big announcement about what's happening with these giveaways, and we'll have some more details for you about how you can win the smoke machine for your paramotor. And we'll be giving away some other stuff too. So really appreciate you guys. Make sure you go to paraglidingtalk.com and get your name on the email list. That's going to be one of the secrets to getting the winning touch. And then also make sure that you subscribe to this channel so that you can find out as soon as, and hit the bell if you haven't done that, so that you get the live. As soon as we go live, you get the announcement. I think it comes a half an hour before the show starts. So you'll get that, hey, Robert Michaels and Paragliding Talk is going live in 30 minutes or whatever. So click the bell, hit subscribe, hit the thumbs up. I don't even know why you need to hit thumbs up, but do that anyways. And make sure you subscribe to Matt Minyard's channel. And without anything else, appreciate you guys. And we'll see you on the next one. All you guys that are here live, stay tuned for the after show. And we will see you next week. If I don't see you on the air, I'll see you in the air. See you guys.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.